And we're rolling, boys.
Shut that there. Oh, and you got the Corona prep.
And you got an absolute box fresh Corona here. I was cheeky.
No.
Didn't even wait. But nonetheless, you've got a podcast here with me and the boy, content by Kian. And of course, as always, it's Money Mace. You all know who I am, 6-figure agency owner, OFM killer, co-owner of OF Money with my boy, Mr. Tom Huz. If you already don't know what that is, private group, course and network on exactly how you can start, scale, and fully run your OFM agency. Kian?
I teach people how to start and travel the world for free, live a lifestyle for free, get to film for creators like Mace and all over the world. And yeah, and I obviously do it myself, film, edit, all that good stuff.
All of that good stuff. So the reason we actually ran a podcast today was because me and Kian have been friends for like 2 years now. Maybe longer, bro. Maybe 3-4 years.
I was 16 when I first met you, and I'm 19 now, so it's over 3 years minimum.
So it's over 3 years, right? And that's actually a crazy turnaround from when we first met. So we're going to get into a high-level conversation today because we're both time-free, financial-free, whatever else you can be free of, free of 9-5.
Free of degeneracy.
Nearly. Free of all of that good stuff that you probably want to understand a bit more about how you can go on to achieve yourself, right? And I've done it through one method, Kian's done it through another, but nonetheless, we're sitting here today because our life journeys have joined together at some point.
Yeah.
In the past and again in the future, obviously for good reason. So you're going to find out how you can maybe achieve the same thing yourself. So starting it off on when we very first started, I'll let you intro, go on, bro, because we really literally just met like almost semi-randomly. Okay, we both put ourselves in the right position.
But yeah, the thing is the whole situation. So some context, Gen Z, they host networking events. We both found ourselves in Brighton and well, like what year was it? Like 2021, something like that.
Yeah, it must be 2021 now.
And when we came to like actually like listen to the speakers and whatnot and go to like the main event, we ended up sitting next to each other out of random, God doing its thing. And there was a quiz.
Oh yeah, the quiz. I was killing the quiz these times.
Yeah, because this was
financial literacy.
this was my first like networking event ever. Like I was a fresh 16-year-old, like first time like being around like entrepreneurs.
Just quickly, because we'll jump into a few lessons while we're going through this entire story and conversation, because I want you to learn some shit from this. And so, firstly, to kick things off, what would you say about even being 16? Because I went to obviously my first Gen Z event, and it's a networking event. It's a place you go and network with other like-minded people, wannabe entrepreneurs, some successful entrepreneurs, etc., etc. Kian was only 16 when he first did this. So if you're seeing this and you're 16 and you don't know where to start, go and meet some fucking people. You don't even understand. You can go online, type up networking events in my local area, and you can just go to one of these places. I think the ticket's like £20 to £30.
Yeah, it's cheap.
You can probably go to a lot of free ones as well.
Yeah, like what I noticed after that event is I just kept rinsing that method, just going to networking events, meeting people. Because at the time, I was just like posting on TikTok just random stuff, and I didn't know what I wanted to do. So when I was going to these networking events, it kind of opened my mind. I was like, this shit's actually like happening. Like people are making some money, obviously not to the extent that we are now, but it just kind of opened my mind up to a whole new world. And that's when I kind of found my groove, found my footing, and kind of led down the path where I went down. Yeah.
So obviously going back to the original story, we end up sitting next to each other. So we got introduced to each other. I think the Gen Z club is, I don't know how to predominantly say this, but there's a lot of youngsters there, and me and Kian was quite alike, so we gelled right away. We obviously got sitting next to each other, and these quizzes that they do, whatever it's called, like financial literacy quiz. I'd already been to one, so I already knew all the answers. Poku, if you're seeing this, you should have checked the question.
Just rinse the same Kahoot.
Yeah. He told me to sit out on this one because he knew I was about to win, like get a little 2 out of 2. But I was sitting next to Kian, so we was going through it. I was telling him a few of the answers. He got up and won. And then I remember this is just even one of the things about tenets of being a confident person. It's like we've done this whole quiz Kahoot thing. You've won it, so you've gone up and won the thing. I think you win like a little Amazon voucher or whatever. So obviously, look, we're already building a rapport with each other. I noticed that he was doing content at just a 16-year-old. So this kid's got some fire in him, right? And even myself then, I valued myself higher. I was at nothing at that point.
Yeah,
I was lower than you at that point.
You were saying like you were trading. Like...
Yeah, bro, I wasn't making zero cash. I was just in the markets, like in Jalal mode, just in the markets
just
trying to make
in the
something
red
happen.
constantly, just bleeding.
Oh, bro, literally like, long days. But nonetheless, we made it out of there. But obviously, me and Kim was going through this, and then you have a section at the end where you stand up and you pitch yourself, right?
Yeah.
And I'd already done this in the last one. I forced myself to do it at one of the first events. So I was the first person to the queue. And I remember I did it, and I obviously come back down and sat with Kian, and the queue was going down and down and down. I was like, bro, like, go up and pitch yourself. And he was like, nah, I don't know. Like, bro, go up and fucking pitch yourself, because this is going to be the best thing you ever did. And I'm sure that even itself is one of the very eye-opening things that sort of helped.
Honestly, like, because you filmed it as well, and I always go back to that video whenever I'm like posting stories and shit, and it's like that. Like, I remember like my leg was shaking, and I was like, nah. And then when I got up, bro, stuttering like hell, but that like 20 seconds of hell at that time, that like I thought I can even like speak in front of a room of what, like 30, 40, maybe 50 people max. Like that like proper changed me. So that's when like things just changed from there. Yeah,
because everyone has a confidence inside them, and you have to realize it. Because, bro, I forced myself to do it. When you was the last person in that queue, I was the last person in the queue the other time. But I didn't have someone telling me telling me to get up and go do it. So I really thought, like, I don't know what it was. I just thought, because I've been in your shoes, it was your first event, like you say. I just thought, you know what? You have to rinse the most out of these events, because if you go to them, right, bro, if you go to one of these events as a geek, right, and you just go there and you don't speak to anyone, and you're unconfident, okay, right, let me take this back, because that's me like being egotistical of where I am now. Look, if you are shy, just remember, we're all going to die one day. Everyone you meet is going to die one day. Even if you go up and speak to that really successful entrepreneur and you stutter all of your words, he's going to be like, bro, don't worry. Like, bro, if someone come up to me and started stuttering, and they was genuinely like a serious business person, it was their first time and they're nervous, bro, you're just going to accept it, and you're probably going to help that person out. But a lot of people will underestimate that, or like be scared of getting that first failure over the line. Go ahead and fail, right? Go ahead and speak to that entrepreneur and stutter. Guess what happens on the next one? You just realize, oh, wow, like, it's not that deep. My man didn't care. The next person's not going to care. And then the more you do it, guess what? The more confident you get at doing it.
And really, like, if you keep showing your face at like similar events, like that was my first ever event I went to, right? And I kept going to the same from the Gen Z. In like 2-3 months, they end up being my client, which is then what kickstarted a whole new thing and a whole new business, which has kind of got me to where I am now. So like, even being that shy little kid who went up, and, you know, none of these men knew me. I had nothing to like show for myself or even provide any value to anyone. But there were some people there who ended up being clients. You, Nathan, and then the whole Gen Z club, just from that one event. And I was just this little geek who just was wearing a crease shirt. Fucking, it was horrendous.
From nothing. So like, bro, you can really just go put yourself out there, and okay, maybe like that isn't the be all and end all of where you achieve your full success or what you want out of life, but it's a fucking stepping stone, G. I don't know what you're doing at the moment to try to get there, but you'd better like start doing something. And that's what we did. We did something. And obviously now, alhamdulillah, we are out in the Dubai penthouse, because you come from humble beginnings, you work your way up, you just get in the trenches and work fucking hard, and then all things take off. But I suppose our stories from there kind of divert in terms of like, anyway, at this point, I was trying to be a Forex trader. I've gone into this in other podcasts anyway, but Forex trading, long day, if you're actually trying to be a trader. I know like one successful trader in my roster of 1 million that I know, and I was going down this trading route, failing, but I was very persistent, and I always knew one of the tenets of business is keeping your network strong. So I myself continued going to these networking events. We'd probably see Kian's face a few more times between here and, I don't know, whatever next things was.
Yeah.
I suppose that there was a turning point that we'll get to later in the video, which was the agency one. After I sort of locked myself away, but continued growing my relationship with Kian, saw him doing things, Poku, Austin, Denzel, the boys there, and also all got good connection with them now. And then you understand that from your network that, okay, maybe the networks that you meet at these places isn't the strongest quality of network, because there's a lot of people in similar positions to us who haven't got anything going for themselves, who are actively looking to better themselves. They might be uni students, they might be doing their GCSEs, they might be doing whatever it is, but they've got some innate hunger inside of them that wants to progress.
100%.
It's needed, of course.
It's like I would always, like, obviously in the beginning I didn't have the confidence to, but as I was going to more, like, I was just always going to like the people who was either running the events or like the guest speakers, because I know I was just going to rinse the most value as I could out of them. And like, it was just crazy, like you said, just developing that and nurturing that network you get each and every one, because there's the amount of places I've been where you could literally just bump into anyone. Maybe they don't provide any value to you now, but down the road, like, there's amount of times where I've met someone like 6 months ago, then just because I've just tapped into them, just, you know, like a few of their stories, like a few of their posts on Insta, and then they become a client, or like there's like a little value exchange there.
Yeah,
and like you never
nurture.
know where it can take you. Like just always tapping into nurturing that network is what's going to elevate you above other people.
Oh, bro, that was actually a gem. That's going to go over people's heads because they don't understand about like nurturing the thing. So you might go to one of these events, or you might go and meet someone in real life, right? Friend of a friend or whatever it is. You grab their contact and you never message them again. That you're laughing because you know that's the worst
amount
thing
of
ever.
people I've seen do that.
Bro, like, oh yeah, hi G, yeah, can I get your Instagram? You exchange Instagrams, and all of a sudden, like, that guy's still just viewing you're just viewing each other's stories like some watchers. You don't message him to like go and meet up and, okay, look, assess whether that person is like worth meeting up with. Maybe he is, maybe he isn't. But you don't even go message that person like, yo, bro, how are you getting on with X, Y, and Z that you was telling me about last time we linked up? Bro, there's two things about this. One, he might have gone, yeah, my shit skyrocketed. This is what I did, and this is how you can do a similar thing, maybe if you're in the same field. Or he might turn around and say, I can't remember the second part I was going to say. You might turn around and say, oh, just thanks, bro. It's going really well. And then all of a sudden, okay, maybe he doesn't directly help you out at this point. But he's just going to remember that you're that person that remembered he was doing this. And that is a big thing for people. Like, people will appreciate that. Someone asked me, oh, how's my business getting on? Or I see you shining, how's things getting on? And like, I met them ages ago. I'm going to give them the time of day. And especially if they remember certain little details. If you remember the details, people are innately, what's the word? Like almost selfish.
Yeah.
Not really, but like if you remember like their name, some little detail about them that they were telling you, okay, bro, how was trading getting on? Are you still trading gold? Right? Something extra.
Yeah.
They're going to know that you went above and beyond, and they're going to take you more seriously, and they're going to probably, that relationship's going to flourish much further. I think just like tiny little details and gems like that.
100%.
I suppose from here, I don't know where our stories kind of went. So from Brighton anyway, we're both on our own paths.
We kind of just like tapped into each other on Insta, snap a bit, like we'd chat here and there. You'd ask me questions if you didn't know how to use a camera.
That's a stupid little question.
The amount of times I'm sending you voice notes at like 1 a.m, just like, yeah, sort this out, sort that out. But it's just like, even like little things like that.
There's a little screw on the bottom, innit, to put on a tripod. Just stupid shit that's just like, when you're not like but you don't have to be a videographer to know that. Nah. I probably could have, and this is another thing which I've put recently in my Telegram, is I could have Googled that answer. But Kian didn't get pissed off with me. He helps me along the way of all of my stupid little shitty questions, which I could have just opened my phone, opened Google, because everyone's got a Wi-Fi connection. Yeah. If you're watching this now, you definitely do. And just gone, how do I attach a camera to a fucking tripod
mount?
Right? And they'd have just gone, right, it's there. And I could have saved his time. I could have saved probably my time on waiting for the reply and just like looking at the cam. But people overlook that as well, I guess. But the main thing is like, you can always nurture relationships with networking.
100%.
And it goes back to, I think, we'll dive more deeper into our specific businesses. For yourself first, I suppose. So when in networking, right, you know, you've said like your initial immediate network, do you think it will definitely impact your wider network and getting clients on the outside?
What, in terms of having like a greater network just to start from?
Or, okay, so you start from something small, but the person-to-person relationship, so you might develop a relationship with this person over here, but you only know this person. Yeah. Kind of like a referral for your business.
Well, 100%. So like what I was chatting to you earlier, even if you just follow, like, obviously you've got some certain people in your network, and then when you're meeting other people, if you've got mutuals, having mutuals on Instagram is just a hack, because like they already get that instant respect for you, especially if the people you're having mutuals with are like already like big killers and like actual hitting people. Then they're like, cool, like if they respect him, then I'm gonna respect him a bit more, like from that initial interaction. Then that's gonna nurture things. And like you said, referrals, like my first client that I got when I was just doing video edits, like that turned into 7 just off the back of that one client. And that one client I got from the networking event. So just from that, the referrals, if you are providing a service or whatever you do in terms of your business, like the referrals, just make sure every person you are working with or even interacting with, you give the best service, and you're just nice. Like just being a genuine good person, like just as a friend, like, because that can go such a long way. You never know who they're going to introduce you to. You never know what settings you're going to find yourself in. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, we were literally going back on it earlier when you were sitting here, and I can't remember what I was talking about. I was even saying like, you was asking me about for the info product you're eventually going to release as well, about how certain points that you might add in there. And I was saying about how you even got to being here today, or being in like other certain positions similar to this in terms of staying here with me, is you wouldn't have been there if you just weren't like I don't know how to describe being a normal person. I feel like you have it or you don't. Or like, and also another one that I'll go on to after is like being a chameleon.
I was literally just about to bring up that point.
Because that was a demon point. Like being a chameleon, like understanding your environment and operating in line with that environment. I'm here with my boy, I'm chilling, we're having a beer, we're shooting a potty,
Yeah.
right? If I'm going out to a super nice restaurant and I'm with a girl or something, right, I'm going to act a little bit more classy, you know, a little bit more reserved, laid back, chilled, super polite. If I'm, I don't know, in a party scene in a club, I'm going to be, I don't know, partying a little bit, being a little bit more relaxed myself, and however it is. It's about operating to your environment. Maybe you go out to a meeting and one of your mutuals has said, oh yeah, I'm bringing X and Y along. Right? You don't know him just yet. So you can't really introduce your full self yet. And I would say this, bro, people be like, oh no, well I should just be myself. What if you're a dickhead, G? That person who you could have done £100 million deal with might not like you. But if you'd have just not acted fake, but just, you know, withdrawn certain characteristics which can better your environment, or you'll get the most out of that situation or that relationship that you might just go on to nurture, it's overlooked, right? So there's a little gem of people there.
I think it just comes down to like, you either get it or you don't get it. Like, it's just common sense. Like, if
people don't have that, that's what it is. People just don't have that.
If I'm like walking in and it's a very corporate setting, like I'm not gonna be my usual self. But you know, if it's with you, for example, even in the beginning, like I know you're a bit younger, like we can have a bit of just like lads banter, even though like we still have a professional relationship, we can still have like a friendship. You know what I mean? Like, and people forget that you can have both at the same time, and having a friendship is only gonna boost the business relationship to an extent. Yeah,
I think so as well. And I think going down the more friendship route is super overlooked. Like, people will not understand that, like again I was saying from earlier, was the fact that us just being friends, we didn't even work together for like, it wasn't for like 2 years.
No, yeah,
and
we
just stayed friends.
2 years,
and then it was eventually when there was a time when it came into fruition, which it made sense. And I think like being friends with people, it goes such a long way. Just being a nice person, having a good relationship before trying to get and always trying to give at the same time. Because if you're just giving, don't be a retard and just start giving off someone who's just fucking taking. But if you're giving because you're playing a longer picture, and you know that person at the end of the day is valuable, and you know that realistically there's going to be some point where you're going to need a favour back, and you've got it in your arsenal, then it's going to just pay off in the long run. Like now, you're passing through Dubai, you need a favourite place to say, you've got me here.
Literally, and it's like, and I would have never, like when I was first met you, I never would have thought we would have been here right now.
Oh yeah, no,
but it's just like going into it with the mindset of like, think of just the bigger picture of every relationship you go into, right? Like, don't lose a connection over a bit of money or just a bit of just riffraff over just nonsense. Like, always value the connection, because you never know what's going to bring later down the line, like the long game. Like, we're still like young, like you're obviously early 20s, I'm still a fucking teenager. Like, we still got so much of our life to live, and it's like we never know how much value we can exchange in like 10 years time, 20 years time. We don't know. Like,
do you know what the worst thing is? I never ordered that food. I've only just ordered it. That is the longest day. But yeah, no, exactly.
It's taken an hour to order that food.
Yeah, literally, bro. Talk about moving fast, and I've moved to slow as ordering that food. But no, exactly what you touched on there. Like, you never know where things can flourish in the longer run. And that thing about money as well, especially if you're offering a service or a product, and the person you're offering it to is maybe slightly dissatisfied, make sure that you sort that out. Don't just be like, oh, she's my man. Like, if it's somebody worth keeping on, do it for free, reduce your prices, go and sort that problem out, act on it fast, because it's going to go a lot longer. It's going to go a lot further in the long run. Like I say like you said on that person, if you probably did a good job for that editing first person. It's your first client. You're putting your all into it, and then what happened on the back end? 7 more clients. Imagine that, 1 client to 7 clients. People don't even understand how much that is.
In terms of when I was running the editing hard, I never did a single bit of outreach. Every single client just came from network and referrals.
Huge.
Because so much was coming through, I was like, I didn't need to outreach at all, and I was making decent money for the age just from my network. From going to a few events, chilling with some few people, and just being a good person. Like, it's not hard.
I think the big thing is mutual. Like I say, when you go to these events, try and be a bit confident. Okay, right, let me take it all the way back. When you go to these events, if you want to get the most out of them, before you go to this event, go and learn a high value skill. It's not hard. Buy a course, watch some YouTube, study, put some hours into the game, get a bit of skin game. Even if you haven't really got it like that, bro, I said I was a Forex trader, I said I was a funded trader, I wasn't.
Bullshit your way through it, innit? Like.
Bullshit, bro. Okay, tell a little white lie. What matters, bro? When I had my agency at £0 per month, do you think I would go to a model, hey, you're my first client, please let me work with you? Or did I tell her I had a 6-figure month agency and I might take her on or might not, right? The frame is super different. Now I've put myself on that pedestal, that level, and she's like, oh shit, this is someone I should take serious and work for. So it's like operating slightly different in the game you're playing if you want to like get different results.
And you've also set your standards as well. Like if you're approaching them and this is your first ever client and you said, oh yeah, you know, like I generate all my clients like X amount a month and get these results, like you're now expecting, like you've promised now, so you've got to over deliver. Because like you said, over promising and under delivering will just kill off any business, because why would anyone ever come back to you? Why would they refer? And that's where you get your deeper clients and connections.
Exactly what you said there. The under delivering is the worst thing ever, bro. I get it so many times in business, and it kills relationships. Like, look, I don't like being sold in, but like once you start getting into the game, you understand the game.
Yeah.
Right. And I just see businesses for what they are now, who they are, and what they're offering me or whatever it is. I just look at them and I just think like I'll literally just reply back, don't waste your time with me. I'm not interested. Because I know the game on people who are doing outreach, and they're all over promising and under delivering. And like there's a few unicorn people who get lucky. And maybe they've had a client that goes on to success. But look at the countless other clients. Look, ask what their worst client is doing. Right? Ask what the client that's failing the most is doing, and that will show you a true reflection of their abilities as such. But yeah, like I say, if you want to get the most out of a network event, go learn a high value skill. We could probably fast forward a little bit, I suppose, from here, because you was doing a little bit of, we've gone into a lot on networking, and obviously that's probably going to be one of the main points of this topic, and
pretty much,
here. And then periods of when you are super busy, just fucking locking in, bro. Like you've had it as well. Like you've had periods where work load picks up. You just get in the fucking trenches, G. Stay in the office till 3 a.m. I know you've done many of them ones.
Like the amount of, I always love it because I've got a few snap memories, and it's just me like asleep in my office. When I was renting an office a few months back, it was just beautiful because it's just like I was sleeping there, just working, waking up, working, and the people who was on the front desk would just come in and was like, "Do you sleep here last night?" I was like, "Yeah," and they would just laugh.
Yeah, they're so fun.
And I was like the youngest in this office because it was like there was an insurance broker over in the corner, and there was a few like other like just stupid business like that. Well, not stupid, but you get what I mean.
9-5 businesses.
But it's not like some online biz, and it's just like me just in this little corner on my desk with my monitor, just fucking mashing out work. 'Cause I had to. Like I've took these payments from clients. I'm gonna do their work. You know what I mean?
Yeah. A lot of people just take the payments and then they're really not too worried after that, or they're a little bit slow on delivery and they don't quite care. Guess what? That you're probably going to lose that client if you don't. It's just not good business etiquette to keep up. You won't stay in the long run, and then I don't know whatever happens after that. But yeah, it's like if your workload picks up, fucking get in the trenches and get to it. And I think that's like a few stages as well that we touched on there is outreach. That both of us now, I don't outreach for clients really as much. I get a lot of referrals, and I said this about anyone could be a referral, but. Your dad might, like, for you, for example, say, for example, my dad might be looking for editing. My cousin might be looking, I might just know someone on Instagram who's looking for editing who asked me how I get my edits. And I might just say I've done them through Kian. Boom, referred.
Like, there's so many different, like, little, like, streams it can go through. And as well, like, even with outreaching, right, the only outreach I have ever done is just of someone who I know, who I just haven't really spoken to too much anyway. Like, we follow each other. I've probably met them before. And then I'll just message them if I can see them. So I'll only ever outreach in that sense to people I've already met before, because I know just getting that sale is just simple. It's easy.
Yeah, it's pretty quick close because you've already built the relationship, or you've already shown face. You've already got a track record. Okay, if you don't have a track record, what would you advise on?
Haven't got a track record. Do it for yourself.
Yeah. Okay, that's what I said to you earlier, isn't it?
Like if it's a service that you can, or like a skill that you can apply to your own like self, just do it for yourself and get your own results. Because if someone's coming to you and you're like, you know, let's say, for example, in my shoes, when I was providing editing, right, or videography, and you're like, okay, they look at my Instagram and I've got 200 followers. You can't even do it for yourself, G. How am I going to do it for someone else? And it would be in my better interest to do it for myself, because that's only going to better my own business. So when you're trying to outreach from a very crap account where you're not even proving your own service and your own skill, you're not going to get any replies. You're not going to get anything. So do it for yourself, get the results. And, you know, there's other fruits from that labor too that you can pick up.
Yeah, like I say, bro, if you've got even probably when I met you, I probably was in a little bit of awe. You was like 16 with like X amount on TikTok, X amount on IG, and I was probably thinking, bro, I wish I was there. And then,
Tim was done.
and how things can come full circle. But yeah, you never know what that, like I say, that's more in the editing style. And bro, guess what? If you go to try to do OFM, and you have a shitty IG, buy some followers, buy some likes, go with your friend to a nice hotel, get him to take a picture of you. And go to.
It's so easy nowadays.
I literally just told you the entire method, what I did and how I like came up.
Thing is, even if you have a K, right? Like obviously it's like quite guru-y, but you could get a flight here and do something just to get some lifestyle.
Oh, I had a K. I had a K and came here. But like back in January 22, right? Bro, I was coming here for a networking event. I remember Tom booked his shit with his last K, and I had my last K, and I was like, fuck, now I have to go. And I just did it, and bro, guess what? Once you do it, if you're not being like, we did it because we was coming to a networking event, you also pay homage to the money gods. This is my thesis. This is a little TH and double M one, where if you actually go and spend money on investing yourself, but you also put the work in. Like I'm not just going to buy a course and, I've just absorbed the money, right? I've bought a course, I've gone through all the material, and I've started actioning it. The money gods will be like, hold on, my man's actually serious about investing in himself, spending some money, so we'll give him more back. It's the laws of attraction, the universe, spiritual realms, and I don't know, them
metaphysical vibrations.
Yeah. You just like, you think about money and it comes to you, and all them ones there, but you can literally go ahead and do that. Like if you're literally at 0, and guess what? If you're at 0 and you're like really fucking struggling, go get a job.
That's the thing. So many people like get so stressed about making the online biz work, or like even scared of going into it of like, oh, what if it don't work? The regular life, 9 to 5 whatever you want to call it, right? You can always go back to that. That's not going anywhere. Like Tesco would always hire you again tomorrow.
I was maybe not top employee, but they would always hire me.
Same with Nando's.
I'm better than one of the retards over there. Like
and it's like they take like they're very low skill jobs, which you could again just rinse. Even if you put the work in there in the beginning, just to rise them up some cash, and then just use that cash to invest in something cool.
That's exactly what I did. Like I was at Tesco and making 1K a month, and I always laugh at it, but all the time I was just using that money to get by, because I was spending the other time outside of it on developing my high income skill, OFM, becoming an OFM agency. And like, that's a skill set in itself, it's like a niche of SMMA, which is just much higher paying, which I'm probably not going to get into fully on this podcast. You're going to see a bunch of other videos.
Yeah, you've got Captain on it already.
On exactly that. We're getting into some other gems today. We've really touched on networking, referrals, I suppose.
Taking a bit of action, just like, even if you do invest into something, just take action on it. Like the amount of people that have come on and understood me, I don't know if this happened to you. They've paid me, they paid for my service, and I give them all the material, I give them all the access to the calls, every single thing I know, and they just won't take action.
Oh, bro.
And then I don't hear from them. They paid me however much, 2, 3K, whatever, and then they just go ghost. I'm like, obviously, cool, you don't value the money, but do not value yourself enough to take action on this. I'm giving you the blueprint.
I've had it with so many people. Bro, I have the blueprint. OF Money is the fucking blueprint. If you want to start and scale your OFM agency, you join OF Money. I've got the entire ATV blueprint. I went from 0. Like, I didn't go from 0.
From Kenzo jumpers.
From Kenzo jumpers and wearing a collar and talking about Forex at fucking networking events and making 1K a month for Tesco on the back end, right? I went from there all the way up to running a 6-figure a month agency, and I've just moved into a Dubai penthouse. So life can change, right? If you just put the work in. But that's to say, how do you think I got from A to Z? I worked fucking hard. I figured out the blueprint, and now guess what? I package up the blueprint nicely, and I give it to everyone else, right? And if you go to choose to join my networking group or wherever it is, and you don't take action, bro, I'm not going to lie, why do I care? Because you're just another retard who just doesn't know what to do with their money or clearly doesn't take action. I don't really know how to explain it, but it's like, I don't have respect for you. I would have respect for you if you came into my group and you're like, right, bro, I've literally tried this, this, and this for like a month straight, because that's what I did when I started out. How can I have respect for you if you've come from a better position than me, having the entire fucking game given to you on a silver spoon and not being able to make any amount of progress, but you haven't tried anything, and you're like, oh, well, I outreached 3 models with 700K on gram and they didn't reply to me, and you've got a non-profile and 0 followers, and I'm just there like, yeah, bro, like, I won't reply to you.
It's like expecting a DM back from Kim Kardashian in that point. Like, you're not going to get much if you're outreaching to the wrong people. That's another whole new topic.
Yeah, a whole new topic. Like, this is a main one to just leave people with. It's just, please, if you don't have common sense, search up what common sense is and go take a course on common sense first.
Bro, there should be like a wiki how, or like, you know, like the dummy books. So it's like how to have common sense. Because
bro, no, they just need to like teach it in schools, bro. But I think like they kind of don't for a reason.
Of course.
Yeah. Of course. Oh shit! New info for the job in the comments. How to have common sense.
They're common sense guru.
Yeah. Because people just
wouldn't have the common sense to buy it. So
they'll think, oh, now I've got common sense, and just go ahead and do some other retarded stuff. But Yeah, have common sense and you can really scale it up. Like, I suppose, like, there's a lot of tenets which would, I suppose, equate to success. I'd say probably networking is one of them. But it's not super essential, but it helps. Right? I'll say, like, probably working hard. And I would say maybe then working hard at the right thing. Because you can develop a skill. I don't know, maybe you try and become, I don't know, like a good skill is being an accountant or a doctor. How much did it pay? 100, 200K a year? What if you're trying to make that a month? You're not going to be able to with that. Unless you start, I don't know, teaching other people how to do it. But that's really only another way. But if you go and learn another high income skill in terms of, you know, scaling, creating on a platform like OnlyFans, or being able to create high quality content for people internationally at a very good level, look, you're going to be able to succeed. I think like you have to couple, like, at the start, it's a lot of hard work, and then you eventually start, as you've done as well, you start transitioning into leveraging what you have. So you've probably got a bit of cash behind you after this, and then you work out how you can start buying some of your time back and leveraging some of the positions in your business in order so that it will still run without you there as such. Obviously, you're still going to have to manage the entire operation. You can start stepping into more of a CEO role. But at the start, it's literally just hard work and wearing all of the hats, really. You do the billing.
In the beginning, you do fucking everything. Yeah. Like in the beginning, you just wish you had like a PA, a bloody marketing manager, all of this. But like, no, like you have to do everything. Yeah, and it's kind of just like a long ass road you just got to go down. There's so many different like curves and, you know, little side roads that you can go down that lead you back on. But it's just making sure you just start, like, literally make sure you just start with a bit of hunger, with a bit of dedication, and just making sure that you're working towards the right thing that actually has some proven results, getting some education from people once you rack up some cash, and then just taking action from that info, and then just learning, making loads of mistakes, learning even more, trying to develop, maybe invest into another course, apply that knowledge, improve your network, and then you're going to get gems from other people from different industries, and then you kind of just like figure out this road, and then it just always just stacks on top of each other. Like, I guess what I don't know how to explain that.
Yeah, this would be like two lessons, because you said there about people in other industries, and another thing which is unfortunate for me to tell you, but I'm very happy to tell you, the game doesn't end. Right, the game doesn't end. If you want to, if you're going down this route, be fucking prepared. But if you want to live the life that you want to live, you have to. You have no other fucking choice, right? The second thing there, the first thing there was other people in other businesses. So, for example, Kian asked me earlier how I would operate, or like questions about his business, and I'm in a complete different industry. I manage models, right? But a lot of my tenets will apply to him, or I'm going to be able to see things from my personal journey in life, which will help him out. He's then going to be able to do the same to me. I've also got various friends in Manchester. Shout out Eli, Warren, fucking a few others who just helped me on my journey massively, right? And these guys that were always in a completely different field, reselling, help with info products, running ads and shit. They was like 2-3 years ahead of me in business. But because they knew that I'd already put the work in to establish myself as a savage and make some cash, they respected me as like being like a little bit younger than them, and they're just like dropping gems on me. They're just showering gems on me because they're looking at my business through their lens, and they're able just to see little deficiencies where I can pick up and optimize. Right? So a lot of people who are in a better position themselves would be happy to.
Because they see it from a wider scope as well, especially if it's someone who's in a better position than you. They look down at your business and they can understand it probably better than you to an extent if you explain it all. And that's when they can realize these little holes where it could be gapped. So like when you are around other people in different industries, like especially people above you, they're just gonna just shower you with help, especially if they see you and respect you as a person. Again, it kind of links back to just being friends with people. Like if they have some respect for you, they're just gonna help you as much as they can, because no one who's doing better than you is gonna like, now I'm gonna gatekeep this information, or like, like just not help you, like
to an extent though. I say like, yeah, like I wouldn't gatekeep the information, but I'd probably gatekeep the information from a fucking dweeb. Like if you were showing me that you're a savage and you're like really trying and you're genuinely someone that has good character. If you can try to show good character, then I would help you out the whole world, because I know once I help you out to get to 10k a month, 20k a month, 50, 100k a month, you're gonna be like, yo, Double M, I owe it all to you. We're going to come out and we're going to go do some shit, or like, I'm going to respect you back, or if you've got a fucking problem, I'm helping you out.
Because they're going to pay that homage back to you if they're a good person, which you're already going to qualify them on. So.
Yeah. So qualifying people on becoming a good person. And I just put... in
the telly.
I just put in my telly. I've just put in the free Telegram. If you're not in there already, go ahead and join now. I said I'm doing a podcast. And so I said, do you want to go re-up on 2 more?
I'll get them. You read out the question.
Yeah. So I've just put in my free Telegram. I'm doing a surprise podcast. Drop me some questions. So already boys are dropping me questions. And bro, when it comes back to some of the common sense stuff I talked about earlier, best way to make an Instagram profile for Reels. Okay, so we're going to get into the entire... I'm sorry. So bro, like there is an Instagram setup, but it's going to depend on your situation. I wasn't really doing an entire OFM podcast. So if you do want to understand that more specifically, please go to one of my other ones. However, bro, they're all coming through now. Inflow or Create Hero, Inflow. Below this video here, I'm going to give you a 40% off discount code, which is going to help and enable you to get 40% off. Inflow is much better. I find the product is super useful versus Create Hero as such, purely because I've just been in the game so long. I tried Create Hero for some time. It had a lot of glitches, a lot of lags, whereas Inflow, you're still going to get that with any CRM. Don't complain, boys. Problems fucking happen, especially with these softwares that are changing our lives for the better. There's always going to be some lag or whatever it is. Just get over it. Inflow's always had the best option to get things back up and running sooner. What's the best... Oh, this is a good question. And we'll both answer this one. What's the best feeling, moment, relationship that comes with money besides materialistic things that you can buy? Right, bro. I've got a couple stories. I'll say mine and then I'll let you dwell on it. I'll let you cook. Right? So I've had a few, right? My thing isn't really so much about money. Well, it is, but it also isn't. My thing is also about happiness in life, right? So when I've just bought this new apartment, right? When I got here, I wasn't super happy. I wasn't in the best position I wanted it to be in. But then I cleaned it all up. I started customizing it my own way and just sort of sitting back and being like, oh shit, this is a level of my dream life that I've accomplished. And having that ultra level of freedom is like a, I don't know how to describe it, a complete weight lifted off your shoulders, off your entire body, right? So that's one of the best feelings. Another good feeling I had was, it was my sister's birthday and she got fired from her job 2 weeks before that. And because she got fired, one of the courses that she did, they made her pay the money back. So she didn't even get paid for the whole month, plus some, right? So she was down at zero bread. And I'm not very good with presents. I don't have time to think about that shit. So it was her birthday. I had an entire big party at my dad's house. Had so many family over, so many people over. And I just gave her whatever that month's wages was. Right? You got to think she works a 9-to-5 job, so it's still a few K. I just gave her that. And it was the best feeling ever. She just started bawling her eyes out. She's like, oh my God, you don't understand how much this helps me. Her card broken down and shit. I'm always helping her out with money, and she's not the best with money, but that was one of the amazing feelings. And guess what? In that exact same night, I did it for her, and bro, I can't lie, I went to the casino a few nights before with Tom. Bro, I cleaned up. So my mum come in the room a few months after, and I just said, Mum, look, here's another fucking couple racks as well. And that feeling there, my mum broke down crying. She was just like, oh my God, this is crazy money, because you got to think, someone works an entire month for that money. Yeah. And I'm able just to make it.
It comes so normal. When you speak about just a couple K, it's just normal. Even a couple 10K, obviously it's a little bit of a hit, but it's not as big as some people's. That's someone's yearly wage. Yeah. And some people just 20K is just nothing. Even now, it's 20K. When you think of how much money is even out there, it's nothing, 20K bro. Is fucking crumbs.
It's combo. It's money. Twitter's fucking minimum wage, bro.
Yeah. I thought some things. Mm-hmm. One would be convenience. A good example.
Oh, huge. One of my favorite things, bro. Huge.
Today was a good example. You know when you got rugged by that taxi driver?
Yeah.
It was 30 quid for literally a 5-10 minute taxi, not even that.
But you can tell I just wanted it.
Just saving 10 minutes from an Uber, just for that, these little things that you just pay for, that you just don't mind paying that little bit extra. Whereas if you was broke, you're stressed over this 10 quid, 20 quid, whatever it is. That I just love that feeling. Yeah. Because it's you just live so much more stress free. I feel when you just make life so much more convenient, it's just so much less stress.
Convenience is a huge one. So yeah, I think that's convenience, and that my thing is always stress and happiness. And 90% of people watching this stresses will come from money, unfortunately. Yeah. So with having money, it's one of the best things ever, because you remove all money problems in your life, which are some of the most debilitating or ones that you can get over so easily. 100%. So definitely money stress is getting them out of the way, and then going on to be able to help family, being able to do experiences without thinking about it. Bro, if I want to go on jet skis, I don't know. I know a jet ski is probably between 60 and 120 £120. Yeah. But I don't care about that shit. That doesn't actually mean anything.
You book it and just go, or you just go and pay for it there.
Even today, what do we and the thing is, things are in dirhams here, and I'm still adjusting to dirham. So I don't know what I spent. I think I spent 1K today. And the day before, I spent 1K. because I was like buying bed sheets and stuff. Like, I don't know how much bed sheets are. My man at the mall said there was 1K. Okay, right, bro, like you got them now.
Yeah.
And again, it goes back to convenience, because remember, I was in the mall and I was speaking to my girl and she was like, yeah, just go to Next, they're a lot cheaper. And I tried to find Next and I couldn't find it for like 10 minutes. Like, fuck this. I went straight back to the same shop and just got chopped, because I just couldn't bother for the mental attention and wasting time walking around the fucking shop anymore.
Because well, like with that time, you can make that bread back easily, like
yeah, you
tenfold.
can make 1K an hour, like with doing other leverage points in certain businesses. But right, so there's a lot of convenience, happiness.
Even going back to the family thing, like I remember this was actually not too long ago, like only a few months back. I was just chilling. I went back to my mum's house just to like spend some time with her for a few hours, and like was just talking. And I found out one of the debts she had, and this was like one of the first times I was able to do this. And I was just like, just like prying, like, oh yeah, how much is it? Like, what's happened? And like just on the slide, I just sent it to her. Yeah. And best feeling, because then when she got the notification come on her phone, the way her face switched, it heals the heart. Like I don't know how to explain it until you do it, but
guess what? Guess what is another fucking sick thing? Yeah, this one is killer, bro. Yeah, my dad goes to a work event, right?
Go on.
And he goes, and the work boss goes, yeah. Like my dad's a conversationalist, right? Speaks to a lot of people, and this guy's one of my be all and end all to success, right? I know your story is different, but this guy is like literally the pinnacle to one of my successes, apart from Tom and various other people in my journey as well. But he went to a works event, works do, and he's there with all the directors in front of everyone. And he said, "Oh yeah, so like, how's your son getting on? Yeah, no, he's just passed his masters at uni. Yeah, I'm so fucking proud of him." They went, "Oh, how's your son getting on? Yeah, is he doing all right? How's the training?" Oh yeah, no. So he switched business models. He's an OnlyFans manager now, and he turned over 3.2 mil in his first year. Right? And everyone just sort of goes, "Oh right." And he's like, bro, he come back and he told me that story, and he said like, because he has always rooted me from the start, he said the feeling it gives him on seeing me make it.
Like proud, like he knows
and
his son.
That makes me so happy.
Is that the food?
Yeah, that was the food. And was that turning off?
Give me 2 seconds. Let me grab it. Hey, boss.
Ask him if he wants a bottle of water as well.
Thank you. Do you want a bottle of water? Do you want a bottle of...
My man, drop in the whole marine.
Do you want a bottle of water? Or you're good? Water? Do you want water? Yeah?
Yeah, they always want water.
2 seconds.
Defo not open that drink tonight.
That's getting fucked.
Yeah, it's the Dubai heat's a bit not... Bro, why would you just leave the fridge open? Are you putting the Mirindas in it?
There you go, boss. Take care. Wait, did I leave the fridge open?
Yeah.
Shit.
I'll probably eat food in like 10 minutes, because we can probably wrap this up anyway.
Yeah. Where were we? Dad story.
Yeah, that's a sick
story.
Killer story, isn't it?
Because like, not only are you obviously getting the success, he's just so proud of his son, like what he's managed to like mold into life, whatever.
Yeah, that's what he did, literally.
And it's like everyone's just like, right, like,
what the fuck? Oh,
I failed as a dad now. My son's like
they're going back again onto him, innit? Like, what do you mean you went to uni, bruv? Like,
trying to flex the masters, and it's just like it don't compare.
And they're like, oh, what? He's just 21. Oh, right. Like, my man's 24. Like, it's just bro. One of them is the most amazing feeling ever.
Yeah.
I suppose I can't really think of too many more. Just like having the stress-free life, being able to do what you want to do when you want to do it. And also building something that is of value to other people. Like, bro, it's not only my life I've changed fucking hundreds of lives.
It's fulfilling, like when someone like you've given advice to, like even just like low level advice, or if they are like a student and like mentor them or whatever, whatever you provide. When they come back to you with the results and like they're actually like doing something. Like I had a student recently who just got flown out to Atlanta for his his first international job. The smile on his face, like I was watching his Snapchat stories while he's out there, and he's just vlogging everything. Like he's getting like so gassed over the cars he's seeing, like the people he's meeting. Like there's some there's some people from Shark Tank who were speaking at an event out there too. Shit. And it's like so gassed that he's meeting all these people, and just like knowing that I gave him just some
the roadmap just
stuff that I know in my head that managed to get him to in that country for free. Like
that's a crazy feeling. I've done it as well. Like I have a mentee at the moment, a Greek guy, and this guy's amazing, bro. Like he's got the fire inside of him, but he's had an unlucky streak in it. And so I've got him a model, and bro, in his first month he turned over 4K. And like, bro, this model's on like salary as well, like a high percentage. So he's taken home like 3.5 or 3K, And bro, like in Greek, that's a lot of fucking money, bro.
The thing is, even when even at like low levels, like 3-4K to some people would blow their mind.
Bro, getting that off a job is hard, bro. Like getting between 2, 3, like when you think about a job, top end jobs are like 5 to 7K. And that's like 100K a month, 100K a year.
And that's without tax.
That's with tax.
Oh, with tax.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, oh yeah, shit, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, that's not even the braziest amount like that you can do with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, literally. And so that's even on the lower end what you could achieve. And then people have asked me, best strategy to go from 0 to 100K a month. But if you're at 0, like, just start in it. Like, start taking some action. I suppose in terms of strategies, more so get on some Instagram reels. There's like, look at your model, what's her qualities, and maybe diving a bit deeper into that. Like I said, it wasn't an actual specific OFM podcast, but we touched on, I think, some actually crazy fucking gems for these guys.
Yeah, it's like, even just our story alone, like, it's pretty sick, and just kind of how it's gone down. Like, we covered some pretty good shit. Yeah,
pretty good shit. I mean, it was quite heavily networking focused, but look, that's a huge gem that people should be taking away and influence their lives.
Which I feel like is like become less of a trend to do now. I feel like it was a trend for some time, and now it's just like dipped down.
No, it has, because I almost stopped doing it for ages. Little gem for everyone here. But I walked out of my apartment earlier, right? I walked down the hallway, and there was some big guy, and I thought he was Russian, and I saw him the other day, but he looked super pissed off, so I didn't speak to him. Anyway, I see him today, and networking, right? Normal. We live on the fucking top floor, penthouses of this building block, right? We go down things. So he said to me, "Oh, what floor do you want?" I was like, "Oh, the gym one." And I heard he had an English accent. I said, "Oh shit, where are you from?" He said, "Oh, he's from Manchester." I said, "Oh, I just moved from here as well." And like, he was like, looked at me funny because like I'm also in the fucking top floor where he is, and I look super young, right? Like I look much smaller white boy than this fucking huge like built. He's not Russian, but he looked Russian.
What was his deadlift again like?
Oh, his deadlift was like 310 kilograms. Like, oh, but yeah, mad guy. And I was like, oh yeah. He's like, oh, so what do you do? Instantly, like, I'd already made this. You have to make quick decisions as well. So another thing is think fucking very fast, and this will come with time. But I have to quickly assess whether I can tell him what I actually do, because obviously I'm in Dubai. And I said to him like, bro, yeah, I do OnlyFans management. He goes, oh shit. My girlfriend's actually on the platform, and I said, oh right, like she got a management. Yeah, but I'm not too happy with their results. I got his Instagram and said, look, bro, let's go for a coffee. He said she's super big on the platform, XYZ, Aikido, and however the rest goes. New 100K a month, creator signing to the agency very soon. Right? But people don't understand that like just speaking to absolutely anyone and anybody can become a referral and open your network. So that's, I suppose, one of the big gems. Taking action, doing a lot of work, and once you start
just get started and put the fucking hours in. Like if you've got 0, like just you've got to
do
like
something.
You've got to get your skin in the game. Like you can't expect to not put some effort in and reap every single result. Like you've got to like be in the trenches for some time. Like it happens. But it
happens, bro. I get comfy. If I was to pop up what the trenches look like for me on the screen, what they look like for Kian. Well, we both come from very humble
countless times I've slept in train stations. Like, not proud of it, but I will say it like happily. Like,
but I always shed days. You just do what you have to do. Like, don't have an ego. Like, but even to this day, I will not have an ego. I don't know what like anything recently which would have shown that. But yeah, I suppose even when I came here, like the bed weren't super nice. Just sleep on the sofa, G.
Yeah.
Like, just fucking get on with it, bro. Guess what? No one cares, G. Just get on with it. And the sooner you realise that, the sooner. Yeah,
life starts getting a bit better. Yeah,
most definitely will. But we'll wrap this one up here. I suppose the food's here. I'm fucking starving. It's been fucking ages since
it's been like an hour and a half since we gone gym. Yeah, I didn't eat since this morning. So
yeah. So as always, it's been Mr. Money Mace and content with Kian. I'll put links to all of our socials in the comment section here. You've heard a little bit about our story. If you have any questions about any sort of section of this, literally drop it in the comments, because we'll probably reply and give you the answer. As I say, you see we're both on helping people out. So yeah, don't be shy and start your networking journey here. Maybe you can network with me and provide one of us some value.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been a beautiful podcast. Amazing to catch up and break things down for everyone. And
from the start to the finish, it's been pretty good. Well, it's not even finished.
And it's not even finished. We're just getting started.
Like.
So it's super beautiful. But we'll maybe catch you in the next one. Maybe there's a part 2 loading. Maybe I'll come to Thailand.
I'm sure I'll see you somewhere at one point. 100%.
Around the globe somewhere. But been beautiful. Hope you can take some of these gems away from this. And not only take them away, fucking implement them. Guess what? Because that's all you have to do.
Action beats talent every single time. Always.
Yeah. And if you don't, me and him don't care because our lives are only going to continue getting better. So enjoy.
Take care. Easy ass.